Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at the C-More EA9 HMI series Headless RHMI setup screens. Now, detailed information contained in the video can be found at accautomation.ca. A link has been put in the description below. If you have not watched the other videos yet, there will be links in the description below that will start you at video 1. There will be links to the rest of the videos in the series as well. So up on my screen here, you see that we are starting a new project. And if we actually look at our hardware, you can see that we are actually powering up by our Rhino power supply. It's providing 24 volts to our RHMI, and we are connected through a USB port. And our USB port is used so that we can access the setup screens in our software, so that we can do certain parameters that we've discussed before in this series. So this is how we do it with our Headless C-more. So if we look at our setup screen, you'll see that I'm connected by the USB, and you'll see I have a green LED light indicator, simply meaning that I am connected here and the connection is good. And if we actually look at our device manager, you will see that the driver is actually stored in network adapters, which is called the C-More EA9. So if that is not the case, and you don't see that C-More adapter in your device manager, then what you want to do is you want to go back to your software that you downloaded under the CD image, and you will see that there is a EA9 USB driver. Now this automatically defaults to install during your setup. However, if that part was skipped, then you'll need to reinstall this separately. So that's how we can reinstall, and then when you connect, you will see that we have our USB connection okay. Now, once we've connected, you can just read the panel, and then what happens is you will actually see the panel contents. There we go. So we're just going to cancel that because we have already connected. And the first thing we want to do is we can go over. This is the default, by the way, of the Headless C-more that we're viewing right now. So if we go into the panel itself, and then panel information, all right, or we can go to the main menu, panel information. It brings up our information here. And this is generally the same as what our setup screens are. We have the general information, we have our memory, we have our Ethernet, we have our error list, and then we have our RHMI USB remote. And when the USB remote is called up, you can see here now I have my setup screens. And if we look at our physical hardware, you'll see that in order to have this shown up or set up, we must have this switch in the stop mode, which it is right now. So my program is not running currently. And then what we do is we have our quality of our display here. So it defaults to 80, so we can leave that there. And our refresh interval is 3 seconds. Now it's 3 seconds, but if we click something, it'll refresh immediately. So then we can enable our panel operation, and we'll accept that. And now we can actually click the information, settings, test menu, or memory. Now the information actually contains details about the HMI model, the HMI's name, the version information for the hardware, the boot ladder and firmware, clock source, and beeper status. Other tabs display details on the HMI's internal memory and the status of any external memory devices. Communication port details are available in the area as well, and an error log to help in the troubleshooting the system. Now under the settings information, we have an area for making adjustments to the internal clock, setting the IP address, adjusting your calibrating, a connected touchscreen, enabling or disabling the internal beep, and enabling or disabling a mouse pointer. Now under the test menu, we have testing the connected touchscreen or the connected display. We can test the user LED. We can test the communication ports, and we can test both the internal beeper, and a wave sound file is provided that you can test the audio test output. And you can see here is my user defined LED, and I can make that do whatever I want within the program as I'm programming this unit. And finally, we have the memory, and the memory will allow us to either back up or restore your project, your log data, recipe data, and or your system memory. And selections can be made to back up to original SD card memory or a USB pen drive memory. It also gives you the ability to clear the memory, and there's also a section to reset all the HMI settings back to the original default memory. So if you want to access these setup screens, you must have the USB connected and installed, and that's what you do, and we can then go in and change these settings. So if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below. If you have any questions about the video, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. If you want more information about us, or you want our free ebooks on numbering systems or robust data logging, please click on the link in the description below to get it. A new video is put out every Monday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this in the future. Remember to click the bell beside your subscription to actually receive those notifications. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.